Okay, what's up, folks? Rich Van Tassel with you, giving you the recap of the Thursday night game. The Cowboys winning their 11th straight with a 17-15 victory over the Minnesota Vikings. Dallas now 11-1, 6-0 on the road. Minnesota drops to 6-6. They are 4-2 at home. Just waiting for the final box score to go. Fine, whatever. Dak Prescott, 12 of 18, 139 yards, one touchdown, no interceptions. Ezekiel Elliott, 20 carries, 86 yards, 4.3 yards per rush, one touchdown. Dak Prescott, it says 6 for 37 here. That's the basic one. The final kneel down hasn't come up because it's just not updating. Why? It's got to piss me off at this late hour. I don't know. But 6 for 37 was essentially his running. 6.2 yards per carry. Alfred Morris 1 for 11. The team 28 of 145 yards per rush, one touchdown. Only 4 guys caught passes. Jason Witten was not one of them. His streak, I believe, was 130 games ended. Des Bryant 4 for 84. He had a touchdown. Had a 56-yarder that set up the first touchdown. Cole Beasley 2 for 23. Ezekiel Elliott 4 for 19. Kyle Wilbur recovered a fumble. Dak Prescott fumbled twice, lost one of them. Lucky Whitehead lost a fumble. Ezekiel Elliott fumbled once and recovered 2 of them. We'll get into that in a minute. 3 sacks for the Cowboys. That's pretty impressive for them. The rookie Malik Collins had 1. No interceptions. Nothing of note in the return games. Dan Bailey made his only field goal for the Minnesota Vikings. Sam Bradford, 32 of 45, 247 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Sean Hill threw a pass in this game. He completed it for 6 yards. Jerick McKinnon running the ball, 9 carries, 41 yards, 4.6 yards per rush. Matt Asiata 6 for 30. The team altogether 19 of 87, which is 4.6 yards per rush. That's one of their better rushing days. It shows how poor it's been for them. Adam Thielen, the top receiver, 7 for 86. Stephon Diggs, 8 for 59. Kyle Rudolph, 6 for 45. Jerick McKinnon had the only receiving touchdown, 5 for 14. That came at the end of the game where they cut it to 17-15. Everson Griffin, Eric Kendricks recovered fumbles. Adam Thielen lost the fumble on a punt. That was a big play in this game. Sam Bradford fumbled and recovered it. Cordero Patterson fumbled. It was not lost. 2 sacks for Danielle Hunter. 1 sack for Brian Robinson, 3 sacks total. Cordero Patterson had 3 kick returns for 80 yards. That's 26.7 yards per return. Kai Forbath 3 for 3 in his field goals. Wow. As a Cowboy fan, I'm embarrassed by the Cowboys' performance in this one. They had no business winning this game. This was a poor effort on their behalf. And you hope that they got it out of the way and they're going to snap out of it because the Giants will not give them anywhere near the quarter the Vikings did. And I'm saying quarter as in like quarter of wartime, where you get a pass or whatever. I'm just saying the Giants will jump all over the Cowboys if they play a dog shit performance like they did tonight. The fumbles, just penalties. Gavin Escobar getting penalties. I thought some of them were touchy calls. They had a chance to run the clock out. 3rd and 1, they fumbled the snap on 3rd down. Thankfully recovered it. Minnesota went right down the field, scored a touchdown, and then luckily they stopped them on the 2-point conversion. That was basically the difference in the game. It was ugly for the Cowboys. Dak Prescott was not horrible, but he was not great either. Minnesota won the time of possession by almost 7 minutes, so you don't often see that. Minnesota now at 6-6, they're really going to be kicking themselves going down the stretch of this one. I mean, yeah, there's no other way to put it. There's no reason their offense should have been playing this bad. I don't care what the offensive line situation is. You trade for Sam Bradford for this. If you're going to struggle to score the way they did today, you keep your first-round pick and you don't trade for Sean Hill. You got to open up the playbook more. I mean, the North Turner situation, whatever it is. But Minnesota, man, that's a tough one for them to lose. As for the Cowboys, I don't believe they've clinched a division or a playoff spot yet. The division, obviously, a lot would have to do with next week's game. A lot would have to do with the Giants and the Steelers this weekend. But playoff berth, I believe a Tampa Bay loss would clinch a playoff berth for them. Now, we'll see what happens with that. going down the stretch, of course. They get some extended time off. I hope Jason Witten or Jason Garrett is cracking the whip on these guys the rest of the week. For Minnesota, division's going to be tough because, like we said, even if Detroit loses, they're back down to, they're still a game back, but they don't have the tiebreaker. There's nothing they can do about it. The wild card, did Minnesota beat Washington? Have they played Washington yet? That's a big part of this scenario. Yeah, they lost to Washington, so they're really in trouble. They beat the Giants. That would have been their best chance to catch a team. But they certainly can't catch the Cowboys regardless. Tiebreakers don't matter in that regard. They've now lost 6 of their last 7. Yeah, I mean, it's really ugly for them. The loss to the Redskins are hurting them big time because really their only shot would be the division unless Washington really stumbles. So we'll see what happens moving forward. All right, that's it. I'm going to try to get some sleep tonight. This will probably be uploaded right around midnight. Be sure to stay tuned Saturday. It'll probably be later on in the day. We'll give you the preview on the game picks for the rest of Week 13. Be sure to stay tuned for that. And remember, we appreciate all subscriptions. Thank you all so much, and enjoy your evening.